How do you write a eulogy for someone who no longer exists, but isn't dead? 16 years ago, a young woman named Anna Nutt ceased to exist. For 24 years, there are records and memories and photographs of her, and then abruptly, there are none. And for 16 years, I've been trying to figure out how to deal with the survivor's guilt. That for Nicklin to live, Anna had to die. The sad fact is, though, that had I not stepped into her life, she probably would not be here today because, in addition to dealing with the process of transition, I also had to confront the fact that we had inherited the family disease of alcoholism and addiction, and finally seek help in recovery. Anna was in profound denial of the progression of her condition because she still had a job, still had a marriage, still had a life that looked all right if you didn't look too closely. She was a network administrator for a multi-million-dollar company at 24, without a degree or any formal training after dropping out of college. She had supported her partner through 3 years of law school and a year of AmeriCorps Vista internship. She had survived 2 sexual assaults at the hands of older drunken men, one a family member and the other one of her bosses. She could not possibly be dying, though she had thought about it and wished for it almost every day since she turned 12 and was outed by her classmate at school. Even her birth had been colored by alcoholism, as the attending physician was still drunk from the night before when he blearily announced to her father, "Congratulations, it's a boy," having mistaken her umbilical cord for a penis. That rocky start seemed emblematic of the struggles that she would continue to face growing up, as people's perception of her always left her feeling disconnected, out of step, or left out altogether. Because she was intensely, acutely aware that there must be something wrong with her. Where other girls were obsessed with fairy tale princesses, she got lost in the idea that magic could somehow transform her into something different than she was. Something that would allow her to fit in. Or to transport her to a world where her weirdness was normal, accepted, even celebrated. One where it wasn't acceptable for her first grade teacher to pull her aside one day to castigate her, asking, "Why can't you just be like all the other little girls?" She wanted to be special, different, but in a way that others might admire or envy or want to be like. Instead, she was special and different, but in a way that made her the brunt of jokes and ridicule. It didn't seem to matter that she had been chosen for a lead role in A Midsummer Night's Dream at 12 as Puck, or that she'd been a junior Olympian in freestyle relay swimming. Her having been elected as the youngest delegate at 14 for a national environmental conference for the Girl Scouts wasn't something to be shared with her friends, because who was still a Girl Scout in high school? Even her much applauded choice to defer going to college and instead spend a year abroad in Denmark was marred by the humiliation of getting kicked out of her first host family after her host sister read her journal, and the New Year's that she spent in a blackout drunk, where she may or may not have done something totally inappropriate with the friend of the guy that she was dating, who broke up with her shortly thereafter. By the time she turned 24, she was tired. Tired of having to always strive to be smarter, better, faster, more of everything. Tired of always being on guard because her gender and her sex meant that she was vulnerable to exploitation and objectification. Of always needing to have all the answers or fake it so well that no one would suspect that she had no idea what she was doing, because she had no one else to turn to ask for help, having become estranged from her family and most of her friends. So in the end, it was pride that drove her onward, for better and for worse, that kept her alive long enough to discover that there was a solution, one that allowed her to finally get off the crazy merry-go-round that she found herself trapped inside of, and maybe, just maybe, salvage something from the life she tried so stubbornly to sustain. If she was willing to give it all up, to cease to exist so that I could become, then maybe it was all worth it in the end. At least, I hope that's what she'd think of what I've done with the last 16 years of my life. When my first marriage failed and that spectacular job let me go, I stayed sober. I went back to college and I finished the degree that she started. When my second marriage of 12 years and yet another of my long-term jobs ended, I stayed sober, even when my unemployment extended for nearly a year. I worked hard to rebuild and repair my relationships with my family and recreate better and stronger relationships with my friends and my loved ones. I've danced on stage at the Park West in front of a sold-out theater of 700. And I found a way to finally bring harmony to my body and a sense of integrity to my life that Anna was never able to achieve through gender-confirming surgery and hormone treatments, throughout all of which I stayed clean and sober. And the thing that I'm most grateful for, I've been given many, many opportunities to share her story in a way that allows her to be helpful and useful to others, both inside and outside the rooms of recovery, something that was deeply important to her. So thank you for being here tonight and giving me a chance to share her story.